Hola, bienvenidos a este nuevo video. Soy el detective de las curiosidades y hoy les traigo un audio que resume todo sobre el virus Cospi en inglés. Disfrutarán de algunas frases en pantalla, así que presten atención al final, donde encontrarán frases increíbles. No se preocupen, también estarán disponibles en español. ¡Comencemos!
Okay, so staying informed these days, it feels like a full-time job, right?
It really can.
Today we're trying to cut through some of that noise. We're diving into these uh, pretty concerning reports about North Korean malware found inside the Google Play Store, believe it or not. We've sifted through cybersecurity reports, news articles, the whole lot.
Yeah, trying to get the clearest picture.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And our mission today is pretty simple. Get the key facts, understand what actually happened, why it matters, without drowning in technical jargon.
Right. And the core of it really is this discovery. Cybersecurity firms, Lookout was prominent here, found malware they called Cospi.
Cosby, okay.
And it was right there in the Google Play Store. The suspicion, and it seems quite strong, is a link to APT-37.
That's the North Korean group, Scarcraft.
That's the one. And this stuff, this Cospi, it was hidden inside apps that looked totally legitimate, utility apps, things like that.
So this wasn't just like a quick attack. It sounds like it might have been around for a bit.
Well, that's what's interesting. The timeline suggests Cospi might have been active since maybe March 2022.
Wow, 2 years.
Yeah, with the latest detection being March 2024. And it seems pretty targeted too, mainly going after Korean and English speakers. Feels deliberate.
And the apps themselves, they use some sneaky names to blend in.
Absolutely. Things like File Manager, Phone Manager, even Kakao Security.
Coco's huge in South Korea.
Exactly. That builds trust or looks useful. It was also found on third-party stores like Akpure. It's classic social engineering, really.
Makes sense. Lure people in with something familiar or useful. So what could this Cosby actually do once it was on a phone?
Oh, quite a lot. It was designed for spying, basically.
Huh.
It could grab call logs, SMS messages, your location data, files off the device.
Files, like documents and photos.
Yep, photos. It could record audio using the mic, take screenshots, even record the screen itself.
Okay, that's extensive.
And if it got accessibility permissions, it could log keystrokes too.
Hmm.
Plus Wi-Fi info, lists of other installed apps. And it encrypted this data using AES before sending it off to its command and control servers. Think of that as like its home base.
Right. And I read it had ways to avoid detection.
Yeah, it checked if it was running in an emulator, like a test environment, and it would delay starting its main activities. Clever stuff.
So, incredibly invasive. What was Google's reaction when this surfaced?
Well, Google acted. They removed the apps that were identified as malicious.
Okay, good.
They also pointed out that Play Protect, their built-in security, does offer protection against known versions like this. And they noted the language targeting too, sort of confirming the focused nature of the attack.
Did they say how many people were actually affected?
Google seemed to suggest minimal impact for the latest sample found.
Yeah.
But one report did mention about 10 downloads for one specific fake file manager app. Might not sound like much, but for targeted espionage.
Right, 10 specific targets could be significant. So how confident are researchers that this is North Korea, APT-37? What's the smoking gun or guns?
It's more like a collection of clues, really. First, there's shared infrastructure.
Meaning?
The servers Cospi communicated with. They shared characteristics or addresses with servers used by known APT-37 and even APT-43 campaigns previously.
Okay, digital fingerprints.
Exactly. One specific server address, an IP in South Korea, had a history tied to other malicious activity targeting Koreans. Then, there are code similarities or connections to the Kony RAT.
Kony, I remember that.
Yeah.
Linked to APT-37 before, right?
Precisely. A Windows malware, but showing connections. And then there's the language. Lots of the fake app titles were in Korean, and the app interfaces supported both Korean and English.
That's the target profile.
And finally, APT-37 just has a long history of this kind of cyber espionage, especially aimed at South Korea and related targets.
So putting it all together, the digital trails, the malware connections, the language, the history, it points pretty strongly in one direction.
That's the assessment, yes.
Which brings us to motivation. Why do this?
The main theory is cyber espionage. Given what data Cospi collects messages, location, recordings, it screams intelligence gathering.
Not financial gain. North Korea is also known for crypto heists and stuff.
They definitely are, but this malware's features really align more with spying. potentially targeting defectors, maybe activists, journalists, or government folks connected to South Korea. Gathering intel seems the prime goal here.
It's pretty sobering, though. Even with Google's checks and Play Protect, this stuff can still get through.
It really is. It shows how persistent and adaptive these state-backed groups are. Official app stores are safer, but not, foolproof.
So user caution is still key.
Absolutely crucial. Stick to official stores when you can, yes, but really look at app permissions before you hit install. Does that flashlight app really need your contact list and microphone?
Good point.
Keep your phone and apps updated. Those patches often fix security holes. And just be wary. If an app seems weird, uses odd language, asks for way too much access, maybe think twice.
It definitely makes you pause. Thinking about the bigger picture. If sophisticated actors are using app stores this way, what other seemingly innocent apps could be compromised down the line? And what does that mean for, well, all of our security in this super connected world?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? It's an ongoing battle.
Definitely something to keep thinking about.
Y hasta aquí el video de hoy. Si te ha gustado, deja tu like, suscríbete y activa la campanita. Nos vemos en el próximo.